fine with this gyrocopter support? Does it take too long to finally kick inactive? You know, the 15-minute timer for the shards and all that stuff. What do you think?
I mean, I think this hero still has some merit. It's not like the Ricky of last patch where you're kind of useless until the shard. So it definitely has some impact until then. The ultimate's really strong. The laning stage is not bad. It's not the strongest laner by any means, but I think more than anything, this hero has a power spike at the shard. It doesn't just become online when the shard's available. So that's why we're seeing a little bit more of this gyro in the position 5 or 4 role.
Yeah, they've been happy experimenting around with this gyrocopter support so far. Look, the stats were pretty high in terms of win rate on the side of this hero. So Bloody 9, if you can pull off some good moves with his rockets and the lane harassment, I think that's where the biggest thing can happen for DogChamp is punishing Rebellion early on in those early minutes, get themselves a bit of an advantage. Then they have RCY they're able to roll around the map with this Ember Spirit, who has, in some of the toughest matchups, actually had a pretty good time. So all the faith you've been talking about RCY definitely has a place.
Yeah, but do you know who I have even more faith in? And that's Abed. Abed at the Major was immaculate. He played so good. Every single game, it was like the Abed show. This guy has been so good over the past few months. And, you know, I do have a lot of faith in RCY. This is his proving ground. And this is like the biggest test of them all. He's going against Abed, the monster from NA. And he's in a lopsided matchup. So if he can pull out even going even in this lane, this kid's the real deal.
Definitely is. And Abed, the guy to watch, but can Rebellion kind of bring up themselves from the last series? The defeat they suffered against TSM back-to-back inside the DPC of the North American region into War 1. It was a 2-0, now a 2-1, and kind of can't really drop a single series. It is game 1, so it's not going to decide everything for us, but would at least be a very needed win for the side of Rebellion to get themselves feeling, all right, boys, we still got it. There's nothing that we need to change too much on the side of our gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing to note about this game as well, we talked about the gyro being POS 5, but they're doing a little bit of audible here. They're putting the gyro in the off lane, just going to play with the Beastmaster. They're going to throw the Tiny with the Lina in the safe lane, just so they can get that one melee, one ranged type of laning stage here, to hopefully give them an edge in the laning stage here.
Hopefully they can. It's like nice to see the Abaddon carry once again. It already scored a victory. Can it score another one in a very difficult position in a sense? You know, RTZ, I feel like he can pull off almost anything in the safe lane. Fly and RTZ, the dynamic duo of North America, the one that you always refer to when we talk about NA. It's the old EG times and the current of Rebellion and these two guys being around. So if they can get this Abaddon to work, there's going to be a lot of fear on the side of DogChamp to fight back.
RTZ, really known for his micro and how micro-intensive he can be, but fails to micro his courier there and gets it killed right away with the salve on it from Bloody 9.
Whoopsie.
A little unfortunate from there, but Sunlight in the bottom lane here might be in trouble here. We talked about how hard this lane might be.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to start the game off at Saberlight to bring off the first blood against Sunlight. There's only one person who does have a bit of, let's say, light at the end of the tunnel. How about these two? Yeah, bringing out the first blood on the side of Rebellion. These Linas have had some difficulties in the early levels, especially at level 2. Maybe level 3, things start to get a little bit easier, despite the fact that you have long range, decent attack speed. Just a very bad attack animation, which can sometimes be a bit difficult, especially against a Furion. Fast attacker, very high damage, good scaling, very tanky too. And he's brought up the Blightstone as well, so they can buff up with... does Crit actually have a point in tag team early on here? He doesn't, so he's just going to shard and the Snowball, just for the close-up.
And they're going to go again here. Does have a Mango.
Yeah, and there's the shard block. That's going to be more efficient than having opponent tag team. That's going to be a second kill onto the Lina and forcing out Flea as well. The Tiny just doesn't stand a chance against these two here. Rebellion with the 2 early kills.
I mean, as we saw at the Major, like, it's a slightly different patch, but these things don't really change. Like, every single time we saw Lina go against a Nature's Prophet, it did not go well for Lina. And if you add, like, a Tusk on top of it, there's so much potential to stop here. Actually, they're going to go Bloody 9 mid.
Courier kill coming out as well. Bloody 9 going to get blocked up. He does have the Fairy Fire, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be yet again another kill. This time is for Abed in the mid lane out of the support gyrocopter. RCY doesn't have much of a say in that situation either. And Saberlight putting a bit of pressure under the towers. Flea on the Tiny. He's pretty low. Does have a lot of stick charges and a Fairy Fire, but at least he's got to make sure this Tiny stays low.
Yeah, pretty.
Bit of a pause too. Bit of a breather. Much needed on the side of DogChamp when you think about it.
Yeah, for sure. They're a little sad that Abed got the kill there, but RCY, he's holding his own right now, and I think this is where the lane might start getting really difficult for him as this Death Prod does get that like second, third point in Siphon, but right now he's doing pretty okay. He's pretty full on HP. He has a water rune, a full bottle. Abed, empty bottle, no Siphon charges. Yeah. So even with that kill on Abed, I think he's going to be fine through this laning stage, and I'm so far very, very impressed by him as a mid laner.
Oh, yeah, like every game we've seen so far, I mean, the 3-map series, the 3-map series, RCY already very capable in any matchup that he's played up against so far, and even against a player like Abed. You got to think like this young star is really living up to his name, but right now in the top lane, Russell gonna take a couple of hits here from RTZ's Abaddon and drops down 100 HP. Can't really fight back while Bloody Nine was trying to trade off with the Disruptor. Can't really fend off Fly either as these two. They just seem to have a bit more damage to deal against the side of DogChamp. Abed, he's also fairly low right now with an empty bottle, as we said. Now Russell, oh no, the glimpse damage comes in as well, and RTZ just gonna close him out. They can't destroy the Aphotic Shield because that would have just killed him faster. And that will be another core kill on the side of Rebellion. 4-0, 4 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see the power of like this Disruptor not going points on Thunderstrike, more points in the Glimpse, and then also the Connect Field to control them. But RTZ is playing a little bit of fire here.
Yeah, and also wants to play position aggressively here. Bloody Nine, all the double shield pop. And he could have actually looked for a Glimpse kill there. Like that damage might have just been sufficient to take down the Gyro. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Sunlight, again been harassed by Crit and Saberlight. And that is yet again another kill for the Fury, and now a killing spree onto Saberlight. Things are definitely not going in the favor of DogChamp here in Rebellion. Might be just one of their best early 5-minute games we've seen inside an entire tour. Of course, the major in between, but at least in the NA region.
Yeah, do not look at the net worth now, as this Lina and Nature's Prophet discrepancy is absolutely out of control right now. And Sunlight sitting at level 3 right now. The Nature's Prophet, who's 4.5. He's trying to get that Falcon Blade. Sunlight's really struggling in this one.
Oh, it does get still connected with the Snowball. No chance of survival. Pre-6 kill. That's every core so far dead on the side of DogChamp in the early 5 minutes.
And that's what happens when you lose your lane. Like, this kind of is bleeding over to mid lane. Now that Saberlight can sit freely in this lane against the NP, he can now rotate mid with the Tusk.
Bit of an attempt there to land the LSA from the toss from Tiny, but the toss never arrived, and the LSA just destroys a tree. Just the wrong tree. You want to get this other one. 6-0 right now. Abaddon and RCY with the Ember leading in the CS department, followed up by Abed, but look at the CS on the side of DogChamp's 2 cores. Even though they have died once, they're over 10 last hits behind the others.
It's all about mid lane right now, as Abed does have level 6 and Tusk is behind.
And the early exorcism, that's going to be a TP rotation coming in. The Snowball still does seem to connect with the damage onto RCY, and he just can't get out. And Flea doesn't have a say in this. He's rotated in just to watch his own core die.
Yeah, unfortunately for RCY here, Crit is realizing that this Ember is probably the last threat they have to deal with. And he's really shutting him down now, getting 2 kills on him while he's level 5 before he gets that level 6. And now that's going to go into a tower attempt here with the catapult, with the exorcism. They might not end up getting the tower here, but they're going to do a lot of damage to it.
Yeah, the early damage, considering the long cooldown with that level 1 exorcism, at least you can get some benefit out of it. And most of the time when we see a level 1 exorcism, we're just like, well, that's not a thing to be too fearful about. But since you're getting to use it this early onto a tower, it actually is a really, really good ulti to use.
RTZ save
now,
Fly
doesn't seem to be feeling too happy. Abaddon shows up. He instantly dispels the stun of a Bloody Nine's rocket. Russell, he's being slowed more than the Boars are slowing his targets he wants to kill. Looking for somebody behind the tower, but Sunlight just in time for the TPOA. Closing up on level 5 with the Lina. 2,200 net worth. That's 600 behind RTZ's Abaddon. Not to even talk about the other cores. The side of Rebellion. 2K lead as well. Seems to be game is snowballing right now pretty hard for the Rebellion, and might just be another kill. Bloody Nine, he gets glimpsed backwards, and RTZ already delivering these heavy blows, and that will be a 1 for him. Second kill for RTZ. Forcing out the Boars as well out of the lane. Tanking the tower a couple times. Not too worried about that. Russell gets to stand his ground, but as we can see, Net worth's falling behind. Item times are falling behind on the side of DogChamp, especially when we look at the Beastmaster. You know, you need to get that Overlord helmet at some point, at least the Dominator. And you're just not getting any presence out on the map because you've lost your lanes. You're getting pushed out. How bad can this go on the side of DogChamp? How do they recover from this as soon as possible? What's the play? RCY again? It's just him?
I mean, he's been shut down too hard now. It's like you couldn't defend the pressure from mid. I mean, he might be able to get a kill here. He does have a remnant, but gets skims back. He doesn't actually choose to go to it.
Yeah, they're going to turn it around as well out of all things. Abed with a Siphon takes down the Gyrocopter, and RCY's got one remnant to try and jump away if things go grim. He does actually get a nifty remnant play with the Slight, so doesn't have to wait for the travel distance, but the Snowball's going to be connecting as well with the stun right there. The raindrops ain't going to save you, sir. It's crit with a double.
Man, as I was saying, you couldn't stop the mid catapult pressure. You couldn't stop the bottom catapult pressure. You couldn't pressure the Baden while all this is going on. You pretty much have nothing going for you in all three lanes here. And that is a difficult thing, and it's not even 10 minutes here. So at this point of the game, you kind of just have to suck it up. You're going to lose your mid tower. You're going to lose your bot tower. You're not pressuring Arteezy at all. Wait for the tomes to come, get the level 6s, and then from there, you need to make some type of rotation with the Beastmaster, who hopefully by that time will have his Helm of the Dominator, which is going to be very slow timing as well. Nothing is going the way DogChamp wanted to go in this game, number one.
Yeah, you talk about that as like, somebody send a medic on the side of DogChamp. There's nobody pressurizing these bleeds. Everyone's just bleeding to death right now.
Just send a 6th player, because yeah, they need it.
It is not looking too hot. The first 10 minutes completely in the hands of Rebellion. Now it's just down to them. How do they close this next phase of the game out? The exit from the laning stage into pressuring down towers, looking for the early Roshan, which they definitely can do. And what is the itemization choices? Of course, the Radiance on the Abaddon, most likely Manta to follow it up. You know, get that extra push and the farm from your illusions. And they are desperate to attempt something in top lane, but who's coming from behind? It's Abed with an Exorcism already popped, but they do have the Avalanche. They will zone out Abed for the time being. And also the TP away.
Saberlight's in.
Yeah,
with
he
the
wants
glimpse, he's
this.
gone.
Yeah. It's another core kill. RCY, though, there's 5 heroes of Rebellion here. What you gonna do? Cut the creep wave. I think that's the only thing he can try. But that tower is still gonna end up falling. There's a lot of treants. There's a lot of spirits. And not to talk about the Abaddon as well with the Curse of Avernus. Extra attack speed for everybody. Makes these 5-man pushes very effective on the side of Rebellion.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good there that RCY could just cut that wave there. So that was a little bit of space, because God knows his team needs a lot of space right now. The Gyrocopter sitting at level 4 here. The Tiny, I think he just took the Tome and got level 6. So, like, Bloody 9 is not going to be able to participate too much for a while. He just needs to get that farm, but how much farm can he get while the pressure's on?
He gets revealed as well. Oh, man. Crit and Abed enjoying another kill. Even destroying the rocket for some extra gold on the side of Abed, on top of the 187 for killing the Gyrocopter. 2 cores already above the 5k net worth line, and RTZ not too far from that. Can really say that if 10 minutes, 5k, you're off to a really good farm start.
I mean, you could just take a look at Bloody 9. It's just one of those games. He has enough money for boots, but he's kind of thinking that he needs to save that money for the shard at 15 minutes, because he won't have enough money for boots and the shard 4 minutes from now.
Oh, despair.
Quite despair indeed. You know, we're going to have the Helm of, like, not Overlord. We're gonna have the Helm of the Dominator.
Helm of what,
by like 12 minutes, which is a very slow timing. But this is normally something you can snowball the game. Beastmaster is a great hero that's, you know, taking a lead and making it even more. But when you're behind with this hero, it's very, very hard to make something happen. Yeah. You're playing into the Baden carry with the Photic Shield. So who are you gonna roar in this game?
Just look at Saberlight. This guy is, what, 200-300 gold short of an Aghanim not 12 minutes in. Like, this guy's going to have so much more extra impact with that.
It's a beatdown. I mean, there's no way around it. 4 or 5k gold advantage around the 10-12 minute mark is almost insurmountable. Like, you would have to, like, royally mess up here. And RCY steals the haste rune with a slight. But he'll die for it.
Still die for it.
But that was a beautiful play. You always like to see that. He's, like, trying to take those small little plays, take an inch, make a mile out of it. Unfortunately, popped his haste there, so he actually got nothing out of that one. Nothing really seeming to go right, or seems Crit's rotation to the mid lane to really focus down RCY and shut down his game was the correct one.
Oh, man. 13-1, 5k lead already for the Rebellion side, and now that Aghanims is ready on the Nature's Prophet, Ember's going to get rooted. There's no chance for the Beastmaster to close in either because he's also going to get stuck. But for RCY, that hurts the most.
Yeah,
Minimum
I mean,
2
definitely.
seconds root.
I don't know who hurts the most here. I think it hurts them all collectively as this is looking very, very, very rough for them. The Lina can do nothing but farm. We'll come back into it. I think you need to wait for situations where you see Rebellion overextend and you have
Can they kill
heroes there.
RTZ in bottom? That is a big question. It's 4 versus 1.
He's
and
not that
RTZ
strong.
has the second life. No, he doesn't actually. He might be holding on
He's
to a
holding
value
a
point.
He's holding a point.
And there's the early initiation coming out. He's popped his ulti. He's back to full HP. TPs are coming in. Tusk is coming in first. They've got the Disruptor following up as well. They gotta close out this kill. He's down at half HP, but the Snowball's also gonna be there. They just can't get him down on crit. Rolling straight onto Sunlight. Gonna take down the Lina, and then we'll follow up on Saberlight, actually getting killed by RCY and fleeing the back lines, and the chance is arising on the side of DogChamp. They've got the call down. They got the roots on 2. They're gonna look for the kill on crit at least. And RTZ and Fly, they're on the run, but the toss coming out. They're gonna send RCY into the battle. Gets another slide. He dodges the glimpse as well. The rocket's gonna be flying in, and he will be closing out the Disruptor kill and jumping away as well as he was not silenced there. And now a Flea. Well, he's gone a bit too far, but DogChamp, 3 kills when they only had a total of 1 up till 14 minutes. That is something. That's still a good trade.
Yeah, I mean, Saberlight really feeling himself there, but maybe TPing a little too aggressively there. Right into the whole enemy team there. They switch their focus, go on to them. You have to realize that RTZ here, yeah, you saved him, but he had no HP. He also, at that point, only had phase boots, no radiance completed, so he isn't really a force yet until he finishes this item. So that was a really smart choice to take that fight there.
Just doesn't have the extra damage, and especially the dot damage that could have hurt DogChamp a lot not to take that fight. So all they had was a Javelin on RCY, really, to get that extra bonus damage going in their way, and things seem to work out. I guess he got a couple of good procs as well on the Furians, and hence he died so fast.
Yeah, I will say that death there from Flea hurt him a lot, but if you look at his net worth, he's doing okay. He's getting pretty close to that Blink Dagger. If they're just going to go again without it, and they're going for RTZ round number 2. It seemed to work last time. Why not do it again?
Yeah. That is also the pre-Radiance kill that they could be looking for. And no TP rotations. Rebellion slowly rotating on the side of the Radiant Triangle right now. So they're just going to have to sack RTZ away. Flea is the one to get the kill, meaning he's going to get his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I mean, RTZ overstepping quite a bit here in this game. Like, getting got on first, sure. That you can be like, that was a surprise, but pushing that far when they're all off the map yet again really hurts him there, as he did not have his Radiance completed there. He did not have the money for the Talisman. He was very, very close to it, and they might be able to turn this into something else, as they are lurking around here with the Beastmaster.
Attempt on to the mid lane as well. RCY still silenced, but he does have the Remnant jump away as he falls to 400 HP. And Fly. He's going to get scouted out, slowed down, Static Storm onto the Beastmaster, and RTZ, who just respawned. You have to ult! No, what are you doing? Oh, DogChamp's going to be celebrating after that. Oh, we just got an extra bonus kill onto the Abaddon, into a tower kill as well. And suddenly, your net worth lead is no longer there with his tower kill. It's just 1k for Rebellion. What was that?
I guess we'll just call it as it is. That was a mistake. He TP'd in with no ultimate, and he saw the beast there. His team wasn't really there. Either it was a team communication thing, thinking maybe we'll defend this, or maybe he was just too anxious and thought he was stronger than he was, but guess what? He no longer has a Radiance yet again. This was on course for maybe a 14-minute Radiance. It's going to be pushed back to 17+ minutes here, and it's also going to level out the gold lead almost entirely for DogChamp here. As sure, Saberlight's still farmed, Orbit is still incredibly farmed, but Sunlight is within that equation now, and RCY is also catching up to RTZ now, who had complete free farm on this Abaddon.
And the fact that this Lina is already up to 150 CS in 16 minutes. Sunlight's been doing a great job catching up with that extra farm pace. Now has the Falcon Blade, the Maelstrom, and now a Rod almost into a Gleipnir. And that Gleipnir is going to be very effective for them to take down not only just the supports, but get Lina that extra spacing and repositioning to have her that capability to man fight.
RCY now gets caught.
Oh, that's going to be a good kill for the Rebellion side, catching off RCY off guard. There was no action rune to be caught there either, so even under vision, but the successful smoke attempt. And, there. Yeah, Russell getting body blocked by Saberlight's Treants, and look at the boy melt.
But the good news, if you were to take something out of that for the side of DogChamp, is they use Exorcism for that. So they won't be able to turn that into anything. So now, if you want, this could be an opportunity for DogChamp to make something happen. However, if they choose not to do anything here, then it's just a flat win for Rebellion.
Yeah, they do get 2 core kills, but no objective on the side of it.
Radiance is online now.
Flea is he's pinging Saberlight. TP coming in from RCY. Can the 2 of them do it?
He does have Maelstrom ready.
There's a disruptor on his way.
I think Saberlight's just dead
well,
here, right?
Saberlight could potentially just die. I feel so as well. The damage is there, taking him down to half. The Sprout TP away, but he missed the chains.
Oh no.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh indeed. A rare mistake from RCY as Bloody Nine will go down to Abed and Crit in the mid lane. They really needed that kill there. Them not getting it just pushes the net worth lead back in Rebellion's favor after that team fight, not getting the kill onto the NP, and then just dying in the mid lane on the gyrocopter, brings it back to 4K.
Yeah. Everybody watching the game as well. There's the interesting watch to earn platform as well, which was already brought up in Tour 1 as well, so might as well take a look at that. There should be a link in the stream. Find yourself into the Discord for more information about that. But 7-18 right now. Rebellion still in a commanding position, but DogChamp was given a glimpse of hope. Actually, more than just a glimpse of hope. I feel like they were given a handful.
Yeah.
Has their hand given up? Is it having a bit of a spasm right now? It's still a 5K lead. And the next fight, that's going to be very crucial for DogChamp. They cannot lose that one, because right now the lanes are being pushed in. Any kill they give away to Rebellion is going to lead into an objective. It's either a tier 2 tower or into a Roshan. And again, RTZ, he's farming here aggressively. He's got the backup in the mid lane. They're just going to jump him right away. The Gleipnir, the LSA Sun's going to be there as well. Bloody Nine. They just want to pop his ult, which they will get. And the call down to slow them down. They're going to sack Bloody Nine for this attempt. But that is a window, and they're going to read it. RTZ with no ult. Fly. Does he get himself an ulti? No, he does not. He gets tossed into the air, almost blown up. Not enough damage. The Aphotic Shield's going to be saving his life. Abed zoning them out with the silence on the side. Flee, crit. There's another Gleipnir. Going to be holding the Tusk on the spot. A stun coming in. The Falcon Blade. Oh, sorry, the Laguna Blade instead. Much more stronger than the Falcon Blade, if you ask me. And RCY still scouting them in the front. They've got the Treant in the pit, so they can see if they want to go for Roshan. And Tusk up in 25 seconds. Support for support trade.
I mean, I was looking at Russell's dominated creep here. I thought it was just another bar. All right, he got rid of it. He had the small little wolf there with the Intimidate, but he got rid of it. Looks like it was a misclick. Thought he had an idea behind it.
Intimidating wolf.
Very intimidating. Smaller than the boar.
It's not the Scooby-Doo you bring in.
Yeah, really wasn't. But yeah, I mean, 5K gold advantage. They didn't use Exorcism, so pretty good for Rebellion there. They almost lost Fly there, but RT's able to save his life. The axe is a little off point there. They... Looks like they might be looking for smoke here, as Fly and Crit are kind of just sitting under a Hawk, and they smoked under the Hawk. So they do know this is happening.
Yeah, they should be getting out of there. They are rotating in as a group, though, on Saberlight. He's TPing in as well. Russell, is he going to just have to sack his life? He's got no TP. He's dead. He will roar. It will make some time and buy some space. Meanwhile, they've also found Bloody Nine in the triangle, and the gyrocopter is about to drop, while Russell, too, might just be 2 kills instead of 1. He did actually get the TP back home. But the Beastmaster, his fate was sealed. Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at like what might be their next timing here. I think they definitely want a BKB on RCY, but it's not coming anytime soon here. And the Lina is actually just opting for a Silver Edge right away into a Satanic, just going to skip over the BKB entirely. I mean, there is a lot of physical damage, I do suppose, with the Tusk, the Ghost. NP does mainly physical, but the Root could hurt him a lot if he doesn't have that available. However, if they do manage to get some pickoffs with that Shadow Blade, it could be worth it.
And first Roshan going down into the arms of Rebellion, 21-30 in. Still holding onto a commanding position. Manta on the works for RTZ. We see the BKB up for Abed. Saberlight lining up that AC to pump up some extra damage for the team. That physical damage you talked about just gets amplified even more and more, so the supports are going to be feeling fearful for their lives on the side of DogChamp. The Gyrocopter, Tiny, don't exactly have the exact tankiness early on. They have it more later into the game.
And this is going to be a scary push. You're playing versus Abaddon, DP, and Nature's Prophet. These guys are going to force you to your high ground. You're going to have to defend.
You have Exorcism off cooldown too, so just waiting for the ticket.
Look at those couriers, like a fleet of them coming in for the Dire.
Oh, the good old days, but just having one, now we've got an army of them.
Yeah. Things are going well for Rebellion here. They all have items to bring out their couriers, right? Always a sign.
A lot of updates for the side of Rebellion. DogChamp, not so much.
Not so much indeed. It's mainly just Sunlight getting farm at this point.
Yeah, Beastmaster sitting at 7K is not the number you want to Google. Beastmaster net worth has been pretty difficult to kind of balance out this game. Russell also having to play a bit of a sacrificial role, but they're going to get the jump on crit and a lot of stuns, and a quick nuke will make him go down, but 2 heroes inside the static storm. They get fly in the backline. RTZ's ulti's been popped as well, but he does have a second life intact, and Sunlight, he needs a bit of help. He's been forced out of this fight completely, and RCY, he does have remnants. Sunlight TP's home. RCY is also all right. DogChamp getting out with a single hero, not getting killed, and they do get both supports of Rebellion.
Couldn't have gone much better. I think the illusion rune that RCY had stored up was quite clutch from there, able to get unsilenced by the bat in there and do the damage there, like going in there to finish off the supports and also draw away the tension from the bat in there. So a couple more fights like that, they definitely needed. The gold advantage is still in the way of Rebellion, but I do fear at some point in this game, we talk about how strong and how meta this Abaddon is. This still isn't the late game be-all, end-all type of carry. He will struggle if he does not end this game, and you're playing versus a very farmed Lean, and you're playing versus a very farmed Ember as well. And it's going to be very key for this Beastmaster to keep good tabs on when this shield is being used so he can get roar off. Or as we saw in that last fight, he got crit right away. RTZ was not near enough. And it was like a very clutch thing because then they also ended up baiting out the static storm as well.
So the smoke coming out from Rebellion. There was one thing that I always love to see is a bit of min-maxing here and there, and that's power threats toggling. I saw Abed toggled 13 times in that last team fight. So let's see if they can catch Sunlight here surrounding him. They do get the Laguna to connect. The Avalanche is just stunning a lot of heroes with the Gleipnir, and they will find Saberlight, and he just almost gets the fight all the way to the end. The glimpse going to be also onto this Tiny, making sure Flea and Sunlight both go down, but it does come at a cost of Saberlight. Also a 250 picked up by Abed. Not just 250, also a board. Almost 300 gold.
That could have been almost worth it if they managed to bring out crit there and for it to do 2-2 exchange there, but still, definitely a Rebellion win there as they're probably going to transition that into this tier 2 tower here.
Yeah, Saberlight just seems to be playing the collateral.
For sure. And RCY, how close are we to this BKB? We're getting real close. On top of that bounty rune, he's going to have it in no time here. And that's going to be a big power spike because, like, one of the big changes that happened to Nature's Prophet is Sprout no longer leashes BKB units, so he will now have a play against that later on into the game. And I think he just needs it versus Death Prophet Silencer now versus the Silence from Disruptor. There's a lot of silences right now, so without that BKB, he will not be able to team fight. So he'll be able to make his entry into these team fights very soon here.
And also talking about the fact the moment if RTC decides to build a Blink Dagger, as he's actually got it lined up and ready in 400 gold, he's going to get that instant Manta pop-up silencing one target at least. It could be Sunlight. It could also be RCY to force out that quick BKB early on into the fight. Talking about Sunlight is the one to get jumped on again. Snowball dodging the LSA and catching out the carry from DogChamp. Sunlight's just having a bit of a giggle there on the camera as well at the same time, but they are losing heroes and potentially going to be losing some buildings in their base as well as they lead the charge onto the high ground. Abed just going for the instant blink and onto the gyrocopter. Can he actually kill him?
Nah.
Pretty close, but not enough as he's inside the fountain, forcing out the glyph as well. And 20 seconds left on RTZ's Aegis as well. Man holding on to the gem too, and they need 30 seconds for their Lina and their Tiny to be back up to have a chance to fight back Rebellion. But it definitely does look like a lane of Rax is going to be falling.
Yeah, almost certainly. I don't think there's much they can do here, but no, they don't have to do this either. They're going to hit it for now, but with Beast coming in, Aegis expiring, it looks like they'll just back it up. It was still a huge lead for them, now at 11k net worth. Sunlight dying twice in a row, back to all 3 cores on the top for Rebellion here.
And back for now, it's going to be a DD rune for RTZ, packing up a bunch of over 300 right-click damage. Plus the Radiance ticks and the attack speed that he has at hand. He's going to be doing a lot of damage in a very quick time span. Now with a smoke attempt, RCY charging and finding the disruptor. Instant static storm coming out from Fly. That's already RCY forced out with the BKB. The Roar does connect onto Abed as well. They're going to be Laguna blading up the Abaddon in the front, but Saberlight again with the positioning so aggressive that DogChamp, they can't fight this Nature's Prophet this time. They have to back it away. RCY going to get caught as well, making it a third for Rebellion, all at the cost of Fly's disruptor. And Saberlight gets to live this time as they take the bottom lane racks into their hands.
Yeah, at this point, like, you have to be wondering if Sunlight's build was the correct choice. Like, no Hurricane Pike, no BKB. Really, if you just get on top of it, you have nothing. It's just all damage, and they realize that on Rebellion, and they've jumped him every single time over the past, like, 5 minutes here, and it's been detrimental to DogChamp's game. His positioning had to have been much more safe if he wants to build like this, but who's going to be in the front if not the Lina with all your net worth?
Yeah.
I don't know who would be.
And we talked about, like, this Gyrocopter's itemization that he's going to need a lot this game to have impact. Like, he's got the shards, but still just brown boots, no force snap. Lina not having force snap, there's no way you're getting out of these shards. Like, you're just going to get stuck. You're going to need someone to help you pull out from that nasty situation. But that is pretty much everything fallen on the side of DogChamp's base. One final fight. If they cannot win the next one, because there's not much to fall back on. Only 2 buybacks as well, but they aren't really going to be super helpful either. Unless Rebellion somehow ends up in the fountain. It's always possible, but I don't think they want to do it.
It happens more times than we'd like to see, to be honest with you. I thought Abed was going there in the last fight, but he restrained himself and decided to take a step back. But yeah, I mean, there's only one more Rax left. Arteezy was at like half HP, so he's going to reset, maybe heal up against. There's no rush here. They're just playing a very disciplined. Maybe they can get another pick off like this before they can go high ground as well.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt.
That is the one of the only heroes that actually has a buyback, but that's pretty much your savior hero gone. 40 seconds, no force snap, blink initiator. 4 versus 5, and Rebellion.
Does he have a bike? No, he bought out. He doesn't have money. Yeah, he bought a force staff before dying.
Did he buy the force staff or did he buy the gem? Because I think I saw 1 or 2 on the field. Maybe they got it back.
Matter
Doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter at this point because it is a very hard situation. DogChamp holding on to their base for the final time. Can they fend off the Rebellion attackers? Doesn't look like it. They're going to take down the Lina, and Tiny's about to respawn inside RCY. Taking the bite to the back, going to be taking down Fly, but the buildings are fallen, and it is mega creeps on the side of Rebellion, and they're still charging inside the base. It's just the tier 4 towers remaining, and then seal the deal and take game 1. So close now.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to wait it out, TP back. There's no reason to go and force it. I think one of the big throws you can do in Dota right now is try to hit these tier 4 towers. They're quite strong, and what else they're close to? They're close to the fountain, and that's some place you get baited to very easily when you are trying to take those tier 4 objectives there. So they're going to regroup, and I'd like to see them just make another play like they did on Flea. Kill him, get a kill outside of the base, go again. Maybe get a DD, that'll help too.
Yeah, DD could definitely help a lot.
Why not?
Why not? Was there something that you were waiting on the side of DogChamp to maybe happen? Kind of, I mean, the game is still going, but was there some particular moment in this game? We saw the 3v1 kill happen in the bot lane pretty early on. Could have DogChamp maybe held on to the game from that point, or is Rebellion just too good?
I mean, I think they just caught Sunlight one too many times there. I think Sunlight went for a very greedy build, and I understand why he did it. He felt like they needed something big, but they're doing a smoke into the mid lane here. They might actually sniff this one out, as they are dogs. They have heightened sense of smelling.
Yep.
But
is it not gonna help out? At least you might be at least good at detecting your opponents, but can you fight them back? Doesn't look like it. Russell down, Sunlight to fall, and inside the static storm, they've caught the Tiny. Tiny's just gonna try and TP home inside his home, but there's no home really. It's gonna be the GG call, and Rebellion, they're going to be taking the first game here versus DogChamp in a very convincing manner. From the start to finish, no real signs of weakness.